Your brain is under attack. Every buzz, every notification, every deadline pulls you in 100 directions. Your focus is hijacked before you even sit down to work. It's not that you don't want to grow, it's that the mind resists the hard things first, and that resistance is ancient, but so is the solution. Buried in Eastern philosophy lies a method. The Lotus Method, a timeless way to transform scattered thoughts into laser-sharp clarity so you can finally do the hard things first. Because if you don't master this, distraction wins. And if distraction wins, your potential is lost. Understanding resistance. Why do we avoid the hard things? Because the brain craves comfort. When you plan to start your workout, your brain suggests scrolling. When you open the laptop to write, your brain whispers, check your email first. When you set goals, your brain serves you comfort tasks. Reorganize your desk, grab a snack, tweak the playlist. This is the resistance mechanism. It's not laziness. It's not lack of motivation, it's biology. The brain is wired to protect you from discomfort, and hard things are uncomfortable. Eastern philosophy compares this to a monkey mind, restless, distracted, always jumping from thought to thought. The Buddha said, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. The first teaching of the Lotus Method is this. Before you can master the mind, you must notice it. Awareness is the first step. The moment you recognize that your procrastination isn't weakness, but wiring, you stop fighting yourself. You begin to observe. You pause, see the resistance, and name it. That alone loosens its grip. This is step 1 of the Lotus Method, awareness of resistance. Flow. Instead of force, most people try to crush resistance with brute force. They push harder, hustle longer, stack more caffeine, but brute force creates a new enemy, burnout. Eastern wisdom teaches the opposite. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei means effortless action. Not passive, not lazy, but moving with the current of life instead of against it. Think of water. Water doesn't resist rock, it flows around it, and in time, it shapes the rock itself. The Lotus Method teaches, stop forcing, start flowing. In practice, this means don't dread the task, accept it. Don't label it hard, label it part of the flow. Don't resist the discomfort, breathe into it. Example, you need to finish a project. Instead of fighting the urge to procrastinate, you lean into flow. You set a simple entry step, open the document, you breathe. You allow yourself to start small, without resistance. Once in motion, the flow takes over. This is step 2, release resistance and move with the current. Stillness creates strength, but flow without anchor drifts into chaos. That's why the Lotus Method anchors in stillness. In Zen practice, stillness is cultivated through zazen, sitting meditation. Stillness sounds simple, sit, breathe, observe, but try it and you'll see how restless the mind is. Why does stillness matter? Because only in stillness do thoughts settle. A chaotic mind can't see clearly, but a still mind becomes sharp, like a calm lake reflecting everything clearly. In modern terms, stillness is not just meditation, it's digital detox, journaling, focused breathing, single tasking. It's giving your brain space to reset. Without stillness, your brain is constantly overstimulated, like refreshing 50 browser tabs at once. With stillness, you create the bandwidth for deep work. This is step 3, cultivate stillness. From reflection to action, stillness alone is not the end. The Lotus Method teaches balance, stillness plus action. Shaolin monks embody this balance, hours of meditation followed by hours of precise movement. The lesson is clear, reflection without action is stagnation. Action without reflection is chaos. The Lotus Method demands both. This means, after stillness, take one clear, intentional step. Bring your full attention to a single task. Don't scatter, don't multitask, don't rush. Modern productivity hacks call this deep work, but the Lotus Method goes deeper. It's not about hacks, it's about harmony. Every action, no matter how small, deserves presence. When you email, email with presence. When you work out with presence. When you study with presence. This is step 4, intentional action, the art of patience. You can be aware, flow, practice stillness, and act with intention, but you will still struggle if you lack patience. The lotus grows in mud. It rises slowly, unseen, until one day it blooms above the water. Your progress will be the same. It will feel slow, invisible, frustrating, but impatience is resistance disguised. When you demand fast results, you create stress. Stress creates distraction. Distraction breaks focus. Patience is the ultimate discipline. It means trusting the process, doing the hard things first, again and again, without obsessing over instant rewards. Patience transforms the grind into growth. It turns daily discomfort into long-term mastery. This is step 5. Patience in the process. Applying the Lotus Method in modern life. Let's bring this together. How do you practice the Lotus Method in today's distracted world? 1. Awareness. Notice resistance. Label your distractions. Pause before reacting. 2. Flow. Accept the task. Start small. Enter gently. 3. Stillness. Meditate, journal, or unplug daily to calm the mind. 4. Intentional action. Do one task fully present without scattering. 5. Patience. Trust the process. Growth blooms slowly. At work, instead of checking email first thing, pause. Sit in stillness for 2 minutes. Then tackle the hardest project first. In fitness, don't wait for motivation. Flow into the workout by just putting on shoes. Let the action carry you. In relationships, practice stillness before reacting. Intentional presence beats scattered attention. In learning, don't chase shortcuts. Practice patience. Mastery compounds over time. The new discipline, distraction is modern slavery, but discipline is ancient freedom. The Lotus Method is not about grinding harder. It's about aligning your mind with its deepest nature. Aware, calm, intentional, patient. If you can master this, you won't just finish tasks. You'll transform who you are, because the ability to do hard things first is the foundation of growth, clarity, and success. Your mind will resist, but the lotus always blooms.